Hello there, this is Sheldon again. Welcome back to iOS eTutorials. Today, let's talk about JSON downloading. So as you may guess, JSON downloading will happen in the background thread. So if you have any question regarding this iOS multi-threading, please feel free to visit our channel because we have the tutorials of multi-threading basics and we have demo there as well. So let's get started on our JSON downloading now. So here we are at the Xcode. As you can see now, I have created one single simple view controller. I didn't do anything on the code, but I do prepare some code here just to save some time. Okay, so first I prepare a URL which will contain the JSON data that we will be using just simply as here. So as you can see, we will have a big starting with the first layer is a dictionary, and we will have a key called actors. Following actors, there will be an array with all these actors. So because as you can see, because we can open this URL simply in a browser means we will get the data directly from the URL. We don't need to prepare any header or body from our request. So the first idea that I will use to make the download here, we're gonna use download JSON with URL. So first we will create one URL with the URL string that we have here, and next we're going to use URL session .share session .data task with URL. Okay, so just a basic idea that we download anything from a URL. Okay, so let's run our project for the first time, and you will see some issue because we're getting data from this HTTP instead of HTTPS. Okay, we need to invoke our function for sure. So yes, so we're invoking our function download JSON with URL in the view did load, and it will throw an error that is not secure enough. So we're gonna add a pair of key and value here. This one, and inside of the dictionary we're gonna use allow attributes, change it from no to yes. So in the real world, you need to make a whitelist. Instead of it, what I'm currently doing now is just to allow anything from HTTP link, which is wrong technically. Not technically, but generally. So when you develop a project, you should create one whitelist. If it's from HTTP and if it's in your whitelist, then you can get the data. Otherwise, you should not do it, just for the security issue, for the sake of security. So now we're having our P list, and we're gonna get our data successfully. So let's print our data for now. Okay, as you can see, it gives us the size of data. Why it cannot give us any dictionary? Because we are getting the data here, but we need to do deserialization. So serialization and deserialization is the way that you're gonna send out your data, your string into data, or whatever object into data, and then when you get back from the internet, You usually get the data, but you need to do the deserialization, which is transferring the sequential data back into meaningful object. So what we're gonna do is this. So in Swift, we need to use this try and catch. So here we didn't put do and catch, but you need to put this try keyword here, just to make sure you're getting something from data. This is added, I believe, after Swift 2 came out. So we're going to use this JSON serialization to get our JSON object from the data with these options. So what does this option means? If you command and hit options, because we're currently in Swift, the Swift framework didn't give very well explanation, but I will try to explain it for you. So for the first one, it's called mutable containers. It means you will create a mutable container that contains all the data. So this is most likely used in actually Objective-C. It doesn't matter if you make it mutable or not, because in Swift, if you name it as var, it's mutable. If you name the variable as let, it's not mutable anymore. For the second one, this mutable leaves means you are making your string. I mean, the deepest layer of your dictionary usually will be a string. For example, you have a name Angelina Jolie. Here, Jolie will be the leaves here. So we're making sure this string will be mutable as well, which is not useful in Swift as well. But for this allow fragments is pretty useful, because usually a JSON data always came from a dictionary or from an array. I mean the basic layer or the top layer. This is why you're making JSON. JSON is all about dictionary and this array. But what if it's not from the base layer is not array, neither dictionary? So you can use this allow fragments. It means that even it's not dictionary or array, it still can accept it. So for our case here, technically you can use one of these three options. It won't give you any difference. So after we get JSON object, we need to typecast it to NS dictionary. In this case, we're able to get the key, using the key actors to get this array. So let's run our project again to see what we're gonna get. We won't see the key actors because we're directly getting the values of the actors, which will be an array. As you can see here, this curly brackets is the first actor. This is the second one. As in the end, there will be 6 in total. Okay. So till here, we are able to get the data. We are able to get the dictionary. So in our demo, I really want to put all this data into a table view, which is the best practice. Usually, especially for those e-commerce app, you're gonna show some JSON data. Usually, you are reflecting a list into a table view. That's why I want to make table view available here as well. But before that, I do want to show you a different thing, which I will copy and paste from here. So as you can see, before we're using download JSON with URL, but now we are downloading JSON with task. So the key function here is still URL session shared data task, but now we are not taking a URL. Instead, we're taking a download task. So in this case, you can set the header or the body of your request, which is like 99% of your app that will happen in the real world. Because imagine you have a JSON, like you can input a URL to get all the result, means there's no security at all. Anybody, as long as they know this URL, they will be able to get all these data. So in the real world, you will have a specific key or some token that you stored in either header or body to make your request. Then you will send your request, and you can use this request to get the data as you want. So I just show you the way that you can create your task. I'm just naming it like download task, but it doesn't matter. So when you create your task, you use URL request. It actually is a request, not a task. You are using this request. There will be two options actually. If you can directly make download request URL request. You can as simple as making the same way, and you will put in our URL here. Yeah, we need an exclamation mark. Okay, so to make it not nil, and then you can define your timeout interval. This is very useful, the timeout interval. Assuming you only want to ask your result for 5 seconds. After 5 seconds, you just give up, or even shorter period of time. Also, you can set the cache policy. Also, the most important thing is you can set those 4 HTTP methods, including get, put, post, and delete. Also, you can set your body, HTTP body, as well as header. Header dictionary, whatever you want. So I will keep this part here, but eventually we're gonna not use it. But I can show you the result here as well. So let's actually invoke this function instead of the first function, just to see if we can still get the same JSON data, which will be true, of course. Okay, like we expected, we're still getting the same actor array or the total dictionary. Everything is available. Just the way that we create the data task now is a little bit different, and we have more freedom here in the second way. Okay, but we're gonna get back to the first way, because for now we only use this, we only need this URL, then it's enough. So yeah, let me make my screen bigger. Now we don't need that helper anymore. Okay, so if we get back to our storyboard, let's make a table view. Like I said, we want to make it the best practice for the most commonly used scenario. We're gonna use a little bit auto layout analogy. Okay, and then we simply drag our data source to our view controller as well as the delegate. So we're gonna need a property called table view, and then we're gonna need adopt the table view delegate. Actually, data source will be enough for now. So what else? Okay, yes, we also need to set up the UI for the cells. So let's drag a cell here. We're gonna need an image view. Okay, and let's put 15, 15, 15. Okay, and then we need a width. So width we're making same as the height. Okay, so this will be a square. And then for all this data, actually let's just put the name, the date of birth, and children here, or just name and date of birth to save some time. Name and date of birth. Okay, let's set up the auto layout here. 15, 16, or 15 width and height. Same here, but we only keep this 15 width and height, and we're about to make it horizontal, no, vertically in the center. Okay, and then we are making 15 and 15 and 15 and height, and this thing we're making it vertically in center. 15, 15 and height. Okay, so let's update everything. Okay, and we can set align right. Okay, so now we need to create a file for the cell, and choose UI table view controller cell, or just cell. Yes, table view cell. Okay, 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 okay. Drag here. Now we're gonna set up the ID for the cell, just simple as cell here. And now we're gonna choose the class table view cell. Okay. Is it? Yes. Okay. So let's also drag IB OLED for our cell. So sometimes you cannot automatically find the linked file for your cell. You just go to menu and then find your table view cell. Okay, and now we're gonna drag actor, just image view. And we need, whoops. We need a name label as well as DOB, yeah, label. Oh, it seems this name is already taken by default, so let's change it actually. So first, don't forget to remove these old IB OLEDs, and then just image or image V, or yeah, this is better. IMGV, and then drag it back to this little dot or direct it to here. Is it connected? Okay. So we have image view name label, DOB label. So in this tutorial, I don't plan to make any model but I do plan to show you guys the MVC design pattern. But I really want to separate that MVC courses alone from this one. So let's just store every data locally in this current class. So this is not the best practice now, but it will definitely show you the result of the table view. And most of the time it's good, but it's not that professional. The only reason I'm not using the model view controller, the design pattern here, is that I want to show you in a separate session. So just keep that in mind. It's like I'm not stupid. Okay, so yes. So because we adopt the data source of the table view, so we need to implement two required methods for this data source. If you hit command here, or actually it's just number of rows in section and self-array index path. Everybody knows that. Okay. Just paste here. Remove public, remove this thing, remove public. Okay, and add a closure. Same as here. Okay, so so I plan to create 3 arrays for all the information that we need to store. So first one, of course, we need a name array. So in this name array, we will store all the names into it. The second one will be the DOB array, that every DOB string will be stored into the DOB array. The final one will be the image URL. Okay. So let's put the final keyword here to show our proficiency. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna need name array, which will be an array of string, of course. Also, we will need a DOB array, which will be an array of string as well. Finally, we will need an image URL array, which will be same as previous two guys. So now we're having those arrays. Okay, so so let's do something on what we got here. Okay, so here we're having this array printed out, but actually let's define an actor array here. And as array, and then we can use if let. So for every element in this actor array, this actor, each actor will be a dictionary itself. So for every actor in this actor array, we're gonna need to typecast our actor into NS dictionary. Okay, so if let actor dic is equal to actor as NS dictionary. Okay, so if we get the name is equal to actor dig dot value for key name, we're gonna append to our name array. Okay. String. Yes. Okay. Similarly, we're gonna do the rest, but for DOB array and image URL array. And here, because we're in the block, we need to add self dot. Okay. So it seems everything is ready because we are appending our name array, and all the names to name array, all the things to DOB array, and everything to image URL array. But yeah, so for until now everything is updated. So here we need to reload our data, reload our table view. Why we want to reload our table view? Because we're gonna set our table views number of row using name array.count. Actually, name array.count is equal to DOB array.count and image URL array.count. So just choose as one. But don't forget, we're in the background thread, so we need to get back to our main thread. So let's use as operation Q dot main dot is add option with block, and then paste our data reload there. So if you have any question about why we are adding this as operation q.mainQ add operation, please check our tutorial about multithreading. This is very useful and give you the fundamental idea of multithreading in iOS. Otherwise it will cause some issue, especially for auto layout engine. Okay, let's clean our code a little bit. Okay, so one thing left, we need to set our cell. DQ reusable cell. Sorry, we should use table view and then DQ reusable cell with identifier. If you remember, we are making a cell there. Here we need to typecast to table view cell, okay, which is this class. And eventually we're gonna return cell there. So now we need to configure our UI here. First, we're gonna configure our name label.text equal to our name array, and the index will be index path.row. Same for we have another label called dob label.text equal to dob array index path.row. And for finally, for our image view dot image, yes. So here, let's get our data first. Let data equal to as data from URL, content of URL, and the URL we're getting image URL will be from the string here. So we're using ns URL from string, and it's from image URL array dot index path dot row. So now first we got the image URL because we need to transfer the string into ns URL, and now we're using this URL to get data. And finally, yeah, this has to be exclamation mark. And finally, we need to make our image UI image with data. This, to be honest, this may cause some trouble because initially, if initially the data was nil. The first time your table view is loaded, the data is nil, so app may crash at the first time. So let's run our project for the first time to see if we can get the result. But I think we prepared almost for everything except for this data, because initially the data will be nil and it may crash here. Yes, as we expected, initially we are not having any data, but we are still expecting data from this URL. Yes, even for this step, we are not getting our URL yet, but we are trying to load our table view. So we need to write some condition. Okay. So if image URL is not equal to nil, we will do the following things. Otherwise, the image will be blank there. Okay, after we add the condition, the app will not crash, but there was some issue that images are not showing. And also here we didn't. Oh yes, the reason is we all get name as a value as the key, so we're not even getting the URL and the DOB string. So the first one we need to make DOB here. Second one we'll change to image. Now let's run our project again. Yes, now everything is shown. As you can see here, when you scroll up, the image will be loaded in the background thread. App is smooth, everything is expected. So yeah, this is pretty much about the JSON downloading. But as I said, this is not it's a good practice for loading JSON and putting table view, but this part is not great at all. We need to we need to find a better way to manage our local. These local arrays are also ugly here. So the way to get rid of this or to manage it better or manage it more professional is to use we can create a struct or class of model, which will be explained in the next session. And in that session, I will explain you guys about the MVC design pattern and also why we're gonna use it. Okay, I think this is pretty much about it. The project will be available in GitHub as well, so I will put the final implemented project in there. I will put the link of the GitHub down in the description. Also, I will put this URL down in the description as well as the link of multi-threading basics. So if you have any question about multi-threading, you're able to find your answer there in another tutorial video. So hope you enjoy this. Please leave a like or any comments or even dislike. But the most important thing is I hope you to subscribe to our channel. I will keep making fun and useful iOS videos. And also, if you have any comments, if you have any ideas or any query for which kind of tutorials that you want me to make, please just leave comments. For example, this JSON downloading tutorials is requested by a subscriber, so that's one of the reasons I make it. So yeah, pretty much about it. I will see you soon in next one. Bye bye.